In a courtroom bright and bold, Andy marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. Andy Marks and Felix Wright fight for truth with all his might. Mean of spirit and mind up by his side. Together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light with Andy Marks and Felix Wright. Felix Wright.
Did we get the evidence? What the fuck? What just happened?
Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
Is that... that is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery! What?! It was a forgery?! No fucking way, bro! What the fuck is going on? What?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impacts at all. It is a fake.
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impacts, then who wrote it?
We need more time. We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida.
Mr.
Corrida? Well. It looks like Miss Impacts never left the suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engarde. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engarde could not have known that, so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that Engarde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Seems like something's a little wrong with it. Engarde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. The defense believes that the theory that the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engarde to not have known it was fake. Yeah, he was always spying on him.
What is this little item called again?
A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but...
Oh, that's right, a camera. Oh, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays?
Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engarde knew of the existence of this note. Because he was spying on the victim, is that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engarde would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ugh.
So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. If that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engarde's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engarde monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engarde didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place?
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like this time it is you who has dug your own grave.
As I figured. As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engarde's motive through the evidence, they must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth is stuttering. This is not like him at all.
Unusual? What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer the question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's
Yes, go on. Who is it?
the man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer?
Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer?
Wait a minute!
You mean the killer? The assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here to the witness stand?
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright,
Yes?
is this alright with you?
Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor.
I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. What? This is so fucking stupid. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin.
I say! What is going on here?
Your Honor,
How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio?
actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court.
So this must...
So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. This is insane.
Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is the real Mr. the Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof you're in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry.
Maya!
Maya! A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley D. Killer.
It looks like we have run into another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness. There's only one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well.
This is all just a bad dream. Yeah, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelley the Killer? What is he gonna say? There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client.
Mr. the Killer does seem like a very clever man. It almost seems like he is mocking us.
While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by his one belief.
You mean about the trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. This has taken a turn for the fucking crazy. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you not know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on.
Well, it appears that this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
It's only because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it'd be quite troublesome.
And that is why you're testifying in this manner?
This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. Couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes. That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly...
That's enough! Please, no more!
Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. The client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Interesting.
Their role?
This person tried to implicate another person of the crime in order to save themselves. This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
You. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything.
The judge has better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I am afraid I can't do that. I still have a few things I have to say before I do. Ugh. Egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you ever let everything bother you. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience, try to calm down a little bit. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know? Trust between your client. Remember a certain fast manner to make people in my face. First time, I must provide, okay. When someone stab you in the back. It's never happened before, yes. That was certainly, that's enough, very well. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us to your client, I would think that would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me, this client has already broken rules and act outside of their prescribed role, Person try to implicate. Okay. The trust between you and your client. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the rules and duties of an assassin and his client to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. No. I have no true relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you could understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust overall. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today, on this witness stand. I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree?
What is it?
Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? I feel like we got a twist coming here. This might... I feel like we got a twist coming here. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Agent Andrews! I fucking called it! That was a snipe! No way. No fucking way. No fucking way. Is he bluffing? Is he bluffing? Is he bluffing? Once he said that the client tried to frame somebody else for the murder, my mind immediately went, whoa, wait a minute. My lips are sealed. Adrian Andrews.
What?
Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own clientele, and it's Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt Engarde, perhaps. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned this witness.
Urgh. You, Shelly the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Engarde, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we could actually win this. Yeah. Oh my god. I think I know what's coming up here.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. And furthermore, there's a possibility that the defendant knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Engarde is innocent.
It seems I have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff! Bailiff! Please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately!
What now? With the way this is going, Engarde's gonna be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Engarde, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly the Killer is certainly lying under oath.
It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please. This testimony just now, it was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you just have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you.
This case is insane.
The knife and the button, donning the nickel samurai costume? But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a big part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them.
I think we're hitting our crossroads here.
Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me.
Yes, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
Not yet, but close. That's it right there. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Oh, fuck! Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Adrian Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engarde. Even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because Edgeworth that I don't know that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought of it until now. About it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish the connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor. I love the bow. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we'd like to talk to you a little bit more. About? All you needed from me is what the name of my client was. What else could you need from me? What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are, usually done. What is he talking about, usually done?
But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder nobody likes to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Miss Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. The act that I was referring to when I said the client had broken the rules.
This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have to cross-examine to do.
But you don't need to question a testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright?
Anytime I see dots, I'm just gonna save. Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then...
Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we could do so after the trial.
Ah, no. I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright.
Yes?
You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor?
Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why don't you disclose the name of your client? They are not your client, are they not? I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person killing another kill. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one who does that deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh yeah, this card. Oh, this card? So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out this service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything and go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? That statement's fishy. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Even more appalling is the creation and planning of the knife and button. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably to frame Mr. Engarde. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all. And I leave my business card behind, naturally. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall, that act is... Okay, let me see. And that's all you have to testify? Yes. And I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No. I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies, that's true. However, you realize that you'll be very bad for your this will be very bad for your client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. I mean, she did state several times that she didn't. Didn't she pour the tomato juice to like excuse me, to like to check if he was like all right? He hasn't mentioned that yet, so I mean, oh. Thank you so much for taking this time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered.
But how do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass? Mr. the Killer supposed...
What the fuck? Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It is not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had the knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange.
Yes?
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Oh, shit. Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive that there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Let's see. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services of the night of the awards ceremony. On the night of the awards ceremony, we met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step into building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
One week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time. So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you could do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients out of matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just not of any importance?
Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him. It was only. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I could trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just not of any importance?
It was very important. If what I think I just heard... If I just heard what I think I just heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the testimony just now in your testimony. Very well. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. He actually does not know that Adrian Andrews is a female. He legitimate. Oh my god, that's. Yo, that is fucking. He didn't. No way. he didn't actually ever meet Adrian Andrews. Like to a point where like he knew so little about Adrian Andrews that he assumed from the name that Adrian Andrews was a male. So he oh fuck, that is fucking gold. Like, you guys get what I mean by that, right? Because like you would assume that like him framing Adrian, that he would know who Adrian is, but that's not the case. He just framed Adrian because that was the closest person to Matt, and I guess he was keeping track of the trial, whatever, and he just assumed that Adrian was a fucking male. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip up about her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look at her, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh ho ho!
Order of the court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this?
The witness testified to the following: that he always meets face to face with his clients when he's taken their request.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Adrian Andrews. Oh, God. Why is the fucking walkie-talkie pooping? Oh, God.
Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
Because he's never met her. I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very anonymous name.
Yeah, yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelley the Killer! This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean that you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
He's unraveling. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. Okay. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Press on the 2 or 3 things. Yeah. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we could do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Yeah, the 2 or 3 things definitely stuck out to me, too. Two or 3 things? Other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. Ooh, raid. Yep. Raid arena. What should I do? Should I let this... Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Let's save. Let's just see what we got. No, let's press it further. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes. Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder why you're pushing... Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Ah, fuck. I feel like we have to press further. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. Oh, was it? And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include that, what you just said in your testimony.
As you wish. One of these things was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. But wait a minute, he didn't know... Yeah, he didn't... Yeah. Shelley the killer? If you really had given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep. That's where I'm going.
Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony.
And I was gonna burn it, for her sake.
If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going.
Yep, by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means,
Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Ho ho! I love this song.
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of your agreement. No, that's not. That's enough! If that is your intention, there is only one thing left for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No! Please! Not that! Please, wait! Mr. Attorney! Bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand Otherwise... No! Ah!
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need of more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution,
What has come over everyone? Even you are.
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
Oh. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. the Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelly the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Engarde, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder?
The prosecution has no further questions, so we'll now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Mr. Matt Engarde, to the stand.
The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as truly innocent and good. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder,
Excuse me.
it would appear as though you are innocent.
Shown his true colors in court. So guess even the old Fundy Dundee figured me out.
Mr. Engarde!
One atrocious lawyer. Giving his own client up like this? And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap? It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Man, how can we fucking... How can we... Should I side with justice or save Maya's life? This is it, isn't it? This is it, isn't it?
You better get Engarde a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is gonna end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
This is it.
If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Engarde, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is gonna say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Engarde, is... Oh, fuck. Here we go. This is the decision, isn't it? Is this the decision, guys? Is this the decision that we've been doing? That we've been waiting for? Pick either. Okay, so we're going to look at both of these endings. We're going to look at both of these endings. Wait, this isn't it yet? This isn't the choice! This isn't the choice! What?! This is fucking insane.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Engarde, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Engarde is... What?! 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 Francisca Von Karma? Von Karma saving the goddamn day?
What are you doing here? Ow!
You see me now, don't you, Mr. Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of the scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The defendant is here in perfect condition. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this.
What a filthy oak coat this is.
That's gumshoes. I can spot his tired rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness. There was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside this raggedy coat. I'm sure what inside that coat is a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence.
Your final evidence?
Look at Von Karma coming to the rescue.
The trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of the trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are left by the killer. Just got German out of nowhere.
During his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that this whole situation around like a miracle. That'll turn this whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it.
This is all we can hope for.
The first item is a pistol. Does the killer pistol have anything to do with this case? Would it? I don't think so, right? I think we should get more details, though. Does that pistol have any relation to this case?
We have yet to perform ballistics tests, so I cannot say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. Oh, that's right, she got fucking shot! That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of a memento. Wow, isn't that ironic that she got shot in the shoulder like her fucking dad? That's fucking crazy, isn't it? I'm sure it'll be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably not going to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Engarde's mansion. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to... Oh yeah. But I would speculate that the tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Oh, that's absolutely important. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. Yo, what if this is the bellboy from the first game? Wouldn't that be wild? There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing. There's a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it'll provide us with an interesting clue. Warned by the killer, and one of the special buttons is missing. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is, who did the killing? It is... Who is the client? Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine the new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You come this far, you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first... Make Engarde wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Engarde himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostages go. That may be true, but... That's asking me to do the impossible. The second way.
force the killer to end his contract with Engarde. If the killer were to no longer think of Engarde as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. But if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the prosecution, the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. The truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I'm not saying that it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then you want to show that evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one more chance.
One more chance?
Please show your evidence to who you think...
Oh.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try?
One try. That is all I will permit.
I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Almost. Think. Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engarde down at the same time.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to?
Who would I like to show evidence to? Yes, okay, so for the bad ending, you want to make any other profile that's not picking the killer. Should we do the good ending first, guys? Bad ending first. Okay. Alright, here we go. Bad ending first. So we'll save this as the third save profile. So the second one is our real one. The second one is what we're going to do the good ending on.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, right? Because we already picked... I mean, it has to be one of these three. I think it's the bellboy's uniform, and I think Engarde has it. Show the videotape. Oh yeah, I already picked Andrews' profile. I'm just like picking the evidence now. So show the videotape. Okay.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
How about you, Miss Von Karma?
Well, I was just shot, so...
I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue.
What?
No one understands what you are talking about anymore.
Wait, please.
That is enough, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, I will now state my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Matt Engarde, not guilty.
Why are they cheering?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word. I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to be. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. What a fucking depressing ending. Get the bad ending, that's great.
Now then, Mr. Wright.
Okay.
I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person.
I would say the videotape, right? The videotape seems like the correct... Oh, God. Accidentally. Yeah, I would say the videotape seems like the correct piece of evidence here, right? Because the bellboy's uniform he had... Yeah, videotape.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier.
Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence?
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, that was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you were on this tape. This is the recording of the killing. He said that I think he said he recorded the killing. with the camera and the fucking bear. This is the recording of the killing. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that played the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so that they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright? Why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Engarde film the crime scene? Save. He literally said this earlier. The reason why he did this is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why the client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail. They wanted blackmail on you. He literally said this. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. Oh, come on now, right? Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using the videotape to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. This is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. This is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client will become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright? Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness.
This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I actually am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, look at you, you little pussy. Not so fucking happy now, are ya? Mr. Engarde? It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched the video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape from him now. Go on, Phoenix. Please, whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Matt Engarde. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here.
Me? My wonderful self? Guilty?
Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot out of this detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore.
No! As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this at all.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Mr. Matt Engarde?
I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during the trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. If you're gonna say you would choose death, that's no concern to me. 5-hour stream. Almost a 6-hour stream, dude.
But after all that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like have finally resolved.
Actually, what happens if you I'm curious. What happens if you click not guilty? That'd be pretty funny, right? Matt will just beg you for a guilty verdict, I think. That's pretty great.
It looks like we have finally resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But You have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more. There's something more than just getting a non-guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt Engarde, is... Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody.
Really? Pearl! You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way, as we speak, in a patrol car.
Aw, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
I love how she's like always ready to punch somebody. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid.
I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
We love pearls. Aw, thanks. Oh. What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma.
About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless, but a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish myth. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who's shamed himself with defeat should crawl in a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation is, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we could do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch, but we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you.
The truth.
Yes, That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. And I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma.
I don't want to hear your wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. Neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Interesting. I just said there's something on the ground just now. This is electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing that she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else.
Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
This is the cutest thing in the world.
Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You got Engarde convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You knew I'd never desert you. Boy, we sure pressed our luck, that's for sure, in that trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it. Maya?
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're alright.
Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
Alright. I think it's time we go out. we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even if you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger? Prime rib at least. I'm a prime rib at least.
Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please.
If you insist.
Alright.
Alright. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that
Wait. So I have decided we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast. Come on, Nick. Food! Hey! My boy! Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, I'm really embarrassed. I don't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? Y'all did it again, city boy. I feel my dear old heart was gonna give out, and I ain't joking. Yeah, I was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks. Hey, look at here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us all. Come now. Tonight, it's about eating. Let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective.
Me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Well, you know. Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of those items in my coat pocket.
There was a 4th item?
Come on, y'all, it's over.
But who, boy, I tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh?
You think?
Why does she look so happy about that?
But being shut away for 2 days... Weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless.
So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture.
Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Aww.
I'm sure it's nice to finally see them. It's sure nice to see them both smiling again. Oh shit. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up.
That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even eaten anything yet.
You've eaten way too much. You've eaten way too much, glutton. You haven't even eaten anything yet. I had fun tonight, but if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I could give him to express how I feel. I could get him the whip. What's this? Thank you. That's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner, anyway?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of put your name on the bill.
Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd better be anyhow for 3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon I bought you... Actually, I reckon I bought you... I bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh?
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Mr. Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Haha, you don't need to hold it back now, you dear.
Yeah, pal. Let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then, if you say so. Great case.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case.
Pearls is adorable.
Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force. Mr. Hedges had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing head along with everything. Only way to live, pal.
I am Maggie Bird, and retiring this uniform as of today. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come to my restaurant. I hope you'll stop by soon, sometime, Mr. Wright.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hardy recently. Yes. That girl you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, even if I laid a sweatless eye on her. Crack. Matter. I don't know. Just yapping. This guy's yapping. It's time for me to begin our quest of the world circus domination, and to let the world know I'm serious. I plan on making a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think they're all castles made of cake and bunnies, and who can talk?
I think if there were any talking bunnies, they would. This is moving too fast.
I'm ready. There's no way these jokes aren't gonna fall on deaf ears.
Okay. I'm not reading all this. These guys are just yapping. Oh, fuck this guy.
What's this? Drats, this is just an ordinary electric oh god.
Is that why he sent her on this? To just fucking keep her occupied? That's hilarious.
I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma.
Huh. Look at Miss Von Karma being sweet. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I'll take a short leave of absence. If you'd like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. March 23rd, international departures. What? Where are you going, Francisca? As you knew I was here. With this. That's... I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man. He told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer hideout, I was sure it took 4 things in total, sir. What was the 4th thing? 4 things? It seems like he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you gonna do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Kammer's daughter. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be the one, I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm gonna say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You always left me alone and walked ahead. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to have my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't just throw everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me. After I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma. What the fuck? Is she crying? Oh, this is weird. I don't like this. I am Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better have prepare yourself. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence has never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I could give it to you when at last we meet again. Interesting. I wonder what that fourth piece of evidence is. It's the fucking drawing. Aww. That is fucking cute. That is fucking cute as hell. Wow.